everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to talk about reports in Jira. So let's begin. We have seen in the previous sessions that how we worked on the sprint and we finished off the sprint, we completed the sprint. So after that, reports are generated. There are various kinds of reports in Jira like burn down chart, burn up chart, velocity chart. But commonly used and the most useful charts and the most popular one is a burn down chart. So we'll see that. So we'll understand what is burn down chart first. So when a sprint is completed in Jira, we get a chart which looks similar to what is there on my screen. Now here we can see there's an x-axis and there's a y-axis. Along the x-axis there is the timeline, as in the time in terms of days. It's progressing in the number of days, and the y-axis is having the story pointers or the task estimations which we have done. So we can see the graph between any two entities majorly, but it has to be effort and time. The calculation has to be the mapping between effort and time. Okay, so x-axis is, you can see here 0th day, then 5, 10, 15. And along the y-axis you can clearly see there is 0, 5, 10, 15. So these are the story pointers which we mark on the stories which we discussed on the previous session. So total calculation is somewhat around 30. So as a part of the sprint number 1 or 2, whatever sprint we are following, we have to complete some 30 story pointers in how many days? In, let's say, 20 days. So we have to achieve those pointers, as in we have to keep on completing our tasks. So one task is having some 4 story pointers, or another second task is having some 2 story pointers. So if we have to complete both the tasks, so there are 6 story pointers which we have to complete. So we have to complete in the 15 day sprint cycle or 20 day sprint cycle, whatever we are following. So accordingly, total story pointers, or that is the total number of stories which we have taken as a part of sprint number 1, is 30 here in this example, which we have to finish off in 20 days. Now let's understand what does this blue line and the red line mean. Now if you can see here, blue is the ideal tasks remaining and red is the actual task remaining. So blue line is the ideal case scenarios that there is a smooth flow of achieving those 30 story pointers in 20 days. So there is no hassles, and the work has progressed very smoothly and we are able to achieve those 30 pointers smoothly in this 20 days. But it's not the actual scenario. The actual graph would rather look like the red curve, which is not very straight as that of the blue, but at the same time it's also a very good burn down chart because it has met the curve on or before the last day. So we had 20 days and our curve, which started red curve, which started from the achievement of you have to achieve total 30 story pointers. So it's becoming lesser as the days are progressing, and finally it's meeting the x-axis. That is most important, right? Now one more thing, let's see. The sprint starts, great, 0th day, there's first day, there's no progress. You can see there's a parallel line going, right? The line goes straight in this on the first day maybe. So what is the meaning of a straight line? So if there is a parallel line, along the x-axis, this is not going to ever meet, right? Parallel lines never meet. So that's a bad progress so far, isn't it? That means there's no progress. So as we are moving, you can see a tilt, that is there has been some task which completed, and then again it's meeting the ideal curve actually. So you can see there's a steep down, that is okay, some more tasks got completed along. So on the 5th day, the results look like somewhere like up till here, that is some tasks are getting completed, but that's good that from 30 it has come down to some 28 or so on the 5th day. So you can see that of course there has been achievement of the story pointers. So there has been some tasks which got completed. We are understanding this and so on. So when we move ahead, we'll see that there is a time when the curve goes below the blue line. That means there has been good progress, like even from the ideal situation there has been a better results by that day, and then again there is more movement and so on, and finally the curve meets on the 20th day. That is, all those 30 pointers, they got achieved by the end of the 20th day. So that is the meaning of this entire burn down chart. Now we'll also see how our Burndown chart look like in our project which we have created. If you remember, we did sprint 1. So I also performed another sprint. So let's check this Burndown chart. So sprint number 2, we can see it along. So we can choose the sprints from this drop down, sprint 1 or sprint 2. And estimation fields also we can select. Let's say I want to see the Burndown chart along story pointers or issue counts or time. So let's say I'll choose story pointers only, and it will show me the date of the, let's say it is today's date which I am performing. So it will show me the date of the sprint cycle, all the dates, and it is giving me remaining work is red, and this is the ideal burn rate, which is gray line, that okay, we had to achieve some 20 story pointers in these many minutes, because I told you I customized the time, right? So it started from, let's say, 12:30 and it had to end at 1:30. So there's a 1 hour gap, and we had to finish those in minutes. So you can see here, till here there was nothing was happening. So after some time, which is 1:10 p.m., here the sprint started. Basically the sprint was stretching from here to here, but the work actual, we started the sprint here at 1:10, and then there was a parallel line, that is there was no progress, but there is a steep progress here, that is I moved one ticket. When we hover the mouse over the pointers, you can see which ticket number it got moved, transitions to done, and the story pointer was 6 here. And then again when I go to this one, so I get to see that there's only 5 tasks were there, 5 issues were there, and we can see clearly that it has met the x-axis even before the end time, which was estimated to be 1:30. So that is the best part, that the sprint ended before the estimated time, which is not a usual scenario. We actually end it only by the last day of the sprint. But yeah, if it is good, if we are very fast, we can finish it off early, that's fine. So this chart looks like this, which is not a very good chart, but still you can just understand what this chart means. Along the y-axis there is story pointers, along the x-axis there is time, and there is movement of the curve towards meeting the x-axis. So this is our sprint Burndown chart which we have created, right, in the project. So we'll get the names of the completed issues, like keys, there are 4 issues, and there is a summary, issue type, epic name, also status, an assignee, and story pointers, right? See, we didn't assign any story pointer to this bug, but if we done it, it would have been calculated, and so on. So that's how you can read and understand sprint Burndown chart. Now moving ahead, we'll understand how to search any issue in Jira. Very important concept of searching anything in Jira, because when we deal with a huge project, there are so many issues which we have to actually come across. We have to know how to find the right issue. Anyways, one of the first thing which you have to know is to click on your work. So when you do that, your work, assigned to me. So I'll get all the work which is assigned to me. So you have no open issues, because there are all the issues we have closed. So what we'll do, we'll create some dummy issues for the sake of understanding these search concepts. So let me go and create some dummy issues. Let me go to the backlog section, back to project. You have to click on this back to project from the reports, and then you go to backlog section. So let's create more backlogs. I'll not invest time naming them properly now, because I have to explain you more of the concept. So I'll just name them as 1, 2, 3, 4 for the time being. Okay. So I've created many stories. Now let me create some bugs also, or maybe some tasks first, let's say. Fine. So 15, 16. Okay, so I created some tasks also. Let me create some bugs. So these are all dummy data which I'm creating for showing you the searches. Now what I do, I have to assign them to some people. Okay, that is very important. And I'll also change the status of some. Okay, so I'll change the status of this to in progress. Maybe I'll change the status in progress for few, let's say 3. Okay, also I'll change the status of tasks, 2 tasks to in progress. So that's how we are creating some dummy data, which you can see when we'll be doing the searches. We'll be able to apply as many filters as you want to. Now I'll also change the status of the bugs. Fine. Now let's assign them to the people. So if it's unassigned, you'll just click on it. Actually, you have to just click on the name ID of the ticket, then it will open in the right hand side, and then we can do all the assignments and everything. So what we can do here, we can assign some to myself. Okay, so let's say I assign these two to myself first, and then I'll also assign it to some other teammate. So let's say I'll assign it to Preeti 3 maybe. Okay, just a second. Okay, here we go. We'll assign some tasks and bugs also. So I have to just open it. So I'll assign this to Preeti again, or maybe some other person. We had Jishi. Yeah, so I'll just assign it to Jishi. And here we go. We'll assign this to Jishi also. Okay, actually I need to assign some ticket tasks to me so that I can show you. No problem, I'll just do assign to me. Okay, so we have got enough data for searching. Let me try. We'll add some labels also, because I have to show you the usage of labels. Okay, so all the assignments are done. Let's add labels. When we add label, we can use it in the search actually. Okay, so let's assign the bugs to Preeti and Jishi. Now what we do, how to apply labels. So we go and maybe just go to the label part here, and you remember we created 2 labels, exploratory or bugs. So when you just write E, it will come and you have to just select. So maybe we can add labels to more bugs if you want to. That will help us filter out. Okay, so let's say I just add okay, here we go. Okay, so we have added labels. What I can do, I can add more labels. Let's say I want to add this as leave section, I can do that. Not just bugs, we can add labels to any of the issues. Now that's done. We have done quite a bit of some work. So what we have to do, we have to just search for something. Let's say we go to your work section and you can just do assign to me. So when you do assign to me, it will show me the list of the tickets which are assigned on my name. So we have 2 tasks, 2 stories and 2 bugs on my name, right? You can also see the recent tasks which you accessed, whatever you did some changes, you can see that in the recent task. And there is a board, another one, which is any board which is open. So let's say sprint, which is Scrum, any Scrum board is open, or the name of the board which we have created is OH board. So in that project, so that, and view all board can also be done from your work. Okay, so majorly this is the place from where you can see your ongoing task very quickly. And project, you already know that we can create new projects from here or view all projects. So if I just click on view all projects, I'll get a list of the projects which I'm having in this organization. So there's only one project which I have created, and at the same time you can also create project using the create project button. What you have to do here is you have to just choose the kind of project you want to. You want Kanban, you want Scrum, or bug tracking. So let's say you want to work on a Scrum project. So you can just click, and we can also select the project templates like software development, marketing, human resources, what template you want actually, what kind of project you are working in. So so you can choose this from the here, which kind of project you are working in. So if you are working in software development, we'll choose software development. If you're working in operations, you'll choose operations. And then from this side, you'll choose the Scrum template or Kanban, whatever you want, and then use. And the difference we have already seen in the previous sessions. So anyways, we have selected, and then select a team managed project, or you want a company managed project. So let's say team managed project I select, You'll move forward, and then you can just name the project. Let's say I will name it as demo project 2, or if this is Amazon website testing, whatever name you have to give it to your project, you can just give. So demo project 2. Okay, let's say just don't write any numeric numbers. And demo project, so there's a key which gets generated to each project, like DP, from the initials of the initials of the word which you have given, and you can change the key if you want to. Let's say I don't want it to be DP, I want it to be AB or something, so I can change it, but by default it will take something, right? And then connect the repositories, document and more, and then you just click on next, and we'll be able to the new project which got created. So you can connect more tools if you want to. If not, you can just skip this part. So again, a new board got created for this project, but we'll just use our project for the time being, Orange HRM. Now, how do we search, right? So we'll go, and advanced issue search is the place where we have to actually do the searching. So advanced issue search, we have to click on that. Now, here you can see a lot of options to do the filter and all. So what we have to do first, we have to just cross this. Now, let's say you want to see issues from all the projects, then you can select all, but I want to specifically see issues from only Orange HRM project. So I'll just select Orange HRM. So I'll click on this drop down and select my project name. So in that case, I'll get, right? Now, this is about seeing all the projects associated in this, or in this particular project. We have many options, like we can select using type, status, assignee, and a lot more. We'll see this search options in the next video.